Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of Banishers. With a little bit of luck, we're going to be picking up exactly where we left off, although I'm just not sure where continue is going to take us. My goal would be to get right from the start of the boat ride we were just starting to take. Let's see where this puts us. Okay, this is good. Also, I don't know what that is. Should I care about this? Apparently not. I don't know. Let's go back to where Seeker was, and that will be where the boat will take us to the next, hopefully the next section. Carolina is also saying that in his case, he actually fixed the issues that had been introduced into streaming software. It's a curious beast, isn't it? When things are suddenly different, you don't know why.
Did I see you talking to a crow just now?
Yes and no. All ready to go then? Good. She's waiting for you.
Go where? To see your mistress?
Ceridian, yes. In a boat. It'll be fun.
No, we're going to New Eden.
The nightmare's grip on the world is too strong. The fog is too thick. You cannot enter its stronghold. There's no way back to the meeting house. Not yet. And not without help.
We've done fine on our own so far.
You're dead. Maybe you're not doing quite as well as you think.
You're blunt, but I take your point. We'll talk to Ceridian before we move on.
That's better. Follow me. Careful. Don't rock the boat.
Have we far to go?
How far is far? Don't worry. You'll be safe.
Safe?
The mire is home to many angry spirits. But my mistress keeps them quiet. Dead quiet.
That spectre you fought looked like a harvester.
Banishers and their labels.
He'll surely be back.
So will I.
The veil seems thinner here.
Always has been. We call them the Maya Marshes, but the nearby tribes call it the Ill Mouth. Stay too long, you'd get sick.
Is that why Ceridian's wards wane faster than they should?
That is because she is dying.
I'm sorry.
Life's a journey. Death is but one step.
You're kind of preaching to the choir in that one.
This is almost as lovely as that ride through Herengracht.
All we're missing is the hailstones and the Russia at our heels.
I'm sure we can arrange something.
You do plan the best escapes.
What a mess. What happened here?
Men happened. War happened.
I don't know.
What can you tell us about your mentor?
I could tell you quite a lot, but I'm not going to. She's a very old witch who's tended this very big garden for a very long time.
That's it?
Believe me, that's more than enough.
Hold on.
We've never faced this many spectres at once.
Spectres are drawn to you two, like moths to the flame.
Why us?
Dunno. Feels like something powerful finds you interesting.
was really hoping to ask about those specters on the shore.
You're young.
You're dead.
I meant your essence is strong for one your age. How did you come to be here?
How did you come to waste your potential by being a banisher?
Do you believe I'd make a better witch?
Yes, I do. You'd be doing yourself and me a favor. Welcome to Ceridian's Island.
There is much power here.
Oh, you noticed that, did you? Like I say, welcome to Ceridian's Island. She's at home and expecting you. Follow the path until you find a black pond near ancient ruins. I'll see you there soon enough.
How does she do that? There's a trick, right?
There's more to that one than tricks. The girl is gifted.
Well, surely get more dialogue here. I would like to know what is with her completely black fingers. Like, is that just soot? Is that charcoal? Is that malignancy, like necromancy? Like, what is happening there?
What is this?
Banisher rule number 3. Remember Wisbeach Bog?
Aye. I'll not poke this thing with a stick.
For anybody that didn't see, like, it was mostly in episode 1, we found some books that were written sort of from the perspective of Banishers and what they do, and then some other texts that were written about witches and what they do, and how these two professions cover a lot of the same ground, but walk them along very different paths. And I really like that. It was a great sort of, like, place setting for who are these factions, what do they agree on, what do they, where do they part, and that is absolutely a spirit orb that we can shoot. Kira Luna says it's the same as me and my black hand, but, like, his hands are fine. Like, he's got, so it was introduced that if you don't have, like, a barrier between the, what is it, the rune rings and your skin, that it can get necrotic, but they apparently have worked that out because his hands are fine. And as far as I know, Antea's are, at least when she had hands.
These stains block the way through, like a thick web. Sorry, no can do.
Okay, so this will, I'm sure be marked then. Spectral web. I don't have the required manifestation. So we can pull off the minor spectral webs that cover objects, but not the ones that cover over entire passageways. Oh, that's just that. Sorry, I could hear it in the headphones. I was like, wait, is there something else over there? But no, that's just what it is. And that is not currently lightable.
This would do nicely if I wanted to put my legs up.
Okay. Wasn't 100% sure. The wooden things that you can break are very distinctive in terms of, like, they're really run down and rotten. But I wasn't sure if we could break the porcelain. Or clay, whatever that was. But maybe that is it, Cara Luna. Maybe, like, witches don't think that there should be any protection between themselves and the magic that they weave. So as a result, their fingers get a little grungy. So this is an absolute no-go for as long as this creeping ivy is present. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to learning that mechanic, whatever it's going to be to get that stuff up. The creeping ivy. Now this is mostly we're going to touch this. We don't have anything else to do right now. Yeah. I do want to check because we might have just filled in the map by staying here. No, okay. So I don't know what will actually fill in the map. Maybe it's reaching Ceridian.
Hanging dolls. Witches do like to be creepy.
As a child, I made dolls just like those.
I bet you did.
I wonder how long I could stand being dead and, like, hanging around with the living. I feel like it would simultaneously be incredibly limiting and intensely irritating. Hello to Doctor! Doctor, I hope your Saturdays continue to go okay.
Seeker's Black Pond. I can see why they call this the Ill Mouth. What is that?
Antea?
I'm pretty sure she can handle herself. But also, she hasn't been a ghost for very long. And it does seem...
No, that's not quite true. I knew who I was, it's just... I was lost, and I had nowhere to go. I had no when to go. Does that make sense?
Time lays traps for the dead. It's never fair.
His voice was a beacon. The light in the darkness that led me back to me. And to the world.
You have a powerful connection, you two. Or will have. Or had. Possibly all three. And here he is, the other Banisher. Greetings.
Good day.
Come, sit. It's been too long.
Have we met?
Of course we have. Just now. Also later. Decades ago. Never mind. It's good to see you, Red McRae.
I told her our story. I hope you don't mind.
Such an ordeal. I'm so very sorry you have to go through it. How hard it must be for you both.
Thank you.
But now you're here together, and I'm glad. Because you'll only be able to end this together.
I don't feel like this is an inappropriate question.
Who are you exactly? Who is Seeker?
We, Banisher, are witches.
Aye, that much I knew. Ceridian. Name sounds very familiar.
To a Scotsman, it should. Once, a long time ago, I too was named Seeker. An old friend called me Ceridian. Little Seeker, he said.
Serahine, aye.
When I needed a new name, I took the one he'd given me. Or at least a form of it that fits my tongue. Ceridian. Fits me well, I think.
Why have we found so little native presence in New Eden?
They have been here. but they have never settled. Wise men and women know that the region, the Maya marshes especially, are rotten.
Is that why you settled here?
Here, the hem is thin and frail, and the mire rich in agitated spirits. It is also secluded and hard to find. Both excellent reasons to remain. Here, we may hide away and mend the hem.
We must reclaim Antea's body, but Seeker tells us the meeting house can't be reached. The fog cannot be crossed.
Seeker is right. The fog is the nightmare.
Seeker mentioned an ill mouth. Were these lands always plagued?
Not always. The threshold is thinner here. Rituals more powerful. Some thought it sacred, others feared its potency. The plague came when outsiders laid claim to lands not their own, and seeded the soil with their hatreds. They thought they could tame what they did not understand. They were foolish. They were blind.
You brought us here. Why?
You have many questions, and I have little time.
Your novice mentioned it. I am sorry.
I am not. Soon I'll be one with the trees, root and bark. But that is not why I asked you here. Dearest dears, the path ahead is yet unclear. But know this. If you are to defeat the nightmare, your hearts must be open. Open, of course, to each other. No barriers. Your bond must be strong.
How can we defeat it? How can we even begin to match its power?
You surrender. Unconditionally. To each other. When you died, dear Antea, New Eden crumbled. But some yet live. Seek them out. Help them.
The nightmare won't like that.
No. You are, after all, a threat to her existence. And rightly so. She believes you cannot reach into her domain. She is wrong. There is a way. The void. A dreadful place beneath both the incarnate and the invisible. When you have learned to walk the void, you may use it to enter the nightmare's den. First, you must free the people of New Eden from her grip.
To reach New Eden and retrieve my body, we must help the very people who created the nightmare in the first place?
Yes.
Excuse my lack of enthusiasm. Can we not just go back to the meeting house and do our jobs?
You must release folk here from her grasp. Only then, through the void, may you reach New Eden Town and confront her.
How do we access the void? Is there a ritual?
In places, the void is breached. Follow the beacons. Do not stray, and all will be well. Our Seeker crafted you a tuning key. With it, you may open the breach. Don't linger. Time is fickle.
Show us your wares. I feel like this is also an appropriate question.
By the beach as I drowned, you sent Seeker to find me. How did you know where to look?
Are you asking an old hedge witch how she knows what goes on in her own garden? The woods and rivers are full of friendly claws, and feathers and scales. I always know what I need to know.
I guess that's the best answer we can expect.
It is the best of all those I've tried, dearest dears.
The nightmare in the meeting house was by far the most powerful ghost I've ever faced. From where did it come?
Unforgiving wrath is a bottomless well for vengeful spirits. But in this case, I suspect an even more vile source involved.
How was the beast linked to the nightmare? Well, it feels a lot to me like they were linked through Kate Newsmith. I'm more curious what she knows about Deborah, who I strongly believe to be the nightmare based on every shred of information we have, including how she looks.
What do you know of Deborah?
Not much. I have avoided the people of New Eden for decades. I do know she was tried for witchcraft.
Was she a witch? Was she one of yours?
Would it matter if she was? She was no witch. She was a woman, a victim of the basest of human fears.
We know the beast was linked to the nightmare. We're not so clear on how.
Through the beast, the nightmare inflicted its curse upon the settlers. The beast was its avatar. I'm sure it has others.
What are they exactly?
They are manifestations of her power. They may also represent her only weakness. The nightmare's spirit was shattered by the violence that created it. Properly studied, the pieces may provide the key to lifting her curse.
We recently came across a cursed item and thought you could help us cleanse it.
Really? Why us?
Well, spells, curses, witches.
I was teasing. How fun it is to see you squirm. There are many ways to enchant an item or dispel its curse. Seeker may be of help. Go talk to her. She likes to tease you too.
So I do want to take a look at her wares, and what do you want to believe? So, oh, I see what Fox was talking about. Yeah, there's a bit of, the fire back there is sometimes not going around the pot that is heating, but sometimes right through it. Hello to Jab, by the way. I do want to know what she
Would
sells.
a hedge witch have something interesting in her swamps for a banisher?
I always have, and I always will.
Yep. Okay, so witch stone is a currency, which I started to think after a while. Quartz stones usually found in rivers. Witches use them as currency and trinkets because of their magical properties as well as their rare beauty. Also, Jab is saying that hedge witches are normally not considered to be very powerful. This is the first time I've heard the sequence of words hedge witch. I would have thought it was invented purely for the game if you hadn't said that. Okay. I like this outfit better than what I'm wearing currently, at least from what I can see. I would need 800 witch stones, and I do have it. Salamon's pin, I mean, maybe, but I feel like I've got a better pin, rank 3. And then we do have some spiritual parasite. Defeating an enemy with red restores 35 spirit points, but spirit point gains are reduced by 25%. 25% might not be that much. So I don't know if I care about that as much. Then we can buy some soul shards, although I have a bunch of those. Void splinters. Oh, she sells scourge accretions. So here's the thing. I think I'd rather, like, get those in the world, especially since they're 1,000 witchstone. Elite gems. I don't know too much about that. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to buy so many resources, but I'm going to buy this armor. Because A, I like the way that it looks, and there's no B. I just like the way that it looks. Can I take a quick look at it, or... No. Well, I'm going to get it, because I like it. Yes. Okay. Now, that leaves me with $600, and I might buy more later, but not right now. Do I want to sell anything? I've got a lot of this, whatever this is. Spectral. Ooh, I could sell a bunch of this stuff. Let's not sell anything yet. I might take some to, like, upgrade this armor that I just bought, but let's see what I actually need.
Thank you, Ceridian. We'll be off.
Before you leave, tell me, what did you choose?
What do you mean?
Each of you made a promise to the other. What was it? What did you choose?
I chose to stay.
Lives for a life. An expensive bargain.
I made a promise. I'll pay the price.
I do not judge the deal. I worry about the cost. The tuning key is on the table. In the void, it will protect you. Seeker waits at the pool to show you the way.
I don't think I have anything further for her. Also, don't ask me why, but as soon as she asked, like, what was the deal that you made, I was suddenly like, I don't know that I want to answer that question. Maybe it's just complete superstition, but don't witches, like, thrive on having information?
Funny looking spinning wheel. Do you weave with it?
Of course. I weave essence, Red McGrath.
And there's something else over here I notice. Just straight up taking money out of her shop. Just absolutely robbing her right in front of her. Hey, this chest is just for visitors, right? It's more money! Like, it's not just me, you guys. Like, if it was just leather or wool, maybe she just has an abundance of that because she doesn't actually sell that. But the witch stone is just cash. Seeker's notes. Between the runes, there are scribbled notes. Find on the left the house of Hades, the invisible god of the dead, a spring, Lethe, I think that's how it's pronounced, the Lake of Oblivion, and nearby a white cypress rising. Do not approach the source. A second source you'll find, cold water flowing, from Lake Nemesine, goddess of memory. Guards stand before it. Say, I am a son of the earth and the starry sky, of celestial race, and you two know this. And from that moment, with the pantheon of heroes, you shall be sovereign. I don't think that cute means cute like you look so cute, but I don't know what it does mean. Better Persephone dancing across the hem and back than Dionysus, once to go and once to return. Then again, better Orpheus than Eurydice? I'm so sorry. I just haven't heard this one said as much. Boy, this is a whole bunch of stuff, isn't it? I'll leave that up in case anybody wants to read it for a few seconds, but this sort of like, Greek poetry or whatever sort of rolls right off of me. I'm not necessarily going to pull a lot of meaning out of it.
Witchery. Feels unnatural. Dangerous.
Banishing, of course, is famously safe.
That would be less funny from somebody who wasn't currently dead. Dear old child, if you ever fulfill your destiny and choose to leave New Eden, remember that there will always be a place for you in the belly of the moon. Until then, may this humble book, by yours truly, remind you that you have many hidden sisters. Madre, which I think just means mother, doesn't it? So what is a... like, I don't think that this is a spoiler, then. What's a hedge witch? This game sort of has its own, mythology. That's not quite the right word. I'm trying to think of what the correct word is. But, like, what I've never heard of hedge witch before. So is that a thing? I mean, it clearly is,
Help
because...
yourself, and take all the help you need.
Okay, thank you. I was wondering if it might come up that I was just taking whatever I feel like. Ceridian's handcrafted tuning key opens void breaches. I may not recognize a void breach yet. Okay. I'm gonna go lie down so that we can upgrade, or at least find out what we need to. So, her whole thing is in there.
Come on, we've work to do.
Okay, hold on, Seeker. Where is the place that we just had a chance to... Oh, I don't want to go all the way back there. Let's see, can I... Yeah, hold on. Okay, I want to bend sort of south a little bit, and I'm immediately going more northeasty, but this looks curious and I want to see what's in here. They are witches with small powers, eking out a poor existence in the country. Okay, I was previously told not to poke this with a stick. Ceridian prepared everything you'll need for the ritual. Take them, and next time get your own ingredients. Oh, crud. I probably should have gone to go talk to Seeker before I came in here. Let's go talk to Seeker, then. I wasn't trying to sequence break. Yeah, let's go have a quick chat with Seeker, and then maybe we can check out some of the other stuff that's around here. The fact that she lives in a pocket dimension is very cool. Also, note that time seems to flow a little bit differently there, because Antea was out of our eye line for, like, I'm not sure if when you joined us, Jab, we went on a boat with Seeker, we were brought here, we came up, as soon as we arrived, Antea was like, oh, what's that? And she disappeared, and we caught up with her, like, a minute and a half later, and she was having a seat, having a chat with her old friend, like, all the way through our story. So it feels like time might flow a little bit differently in there.
Ceridian gave us a tuning key. Now I know how you pull your little disappearing trick.
It's no trick. It's what we do to survive. Too many bastards out there want us dead.
So what we saw on the other side of the island, that was a void breach?
Yes. You'll be using them too. But not this one. Not yet. There's another one, a little ways off, in the back of a cave. Use that one for now. This one is special. It's the last and only way into New Eden town since the bridge burned down.
We could go back to New Eden right now?
Why would you want to do that? The nightmare is strong. She has New Eden by the proverbials. Loosen her grasp, and maybe, just maybe, you can walk through that breach and live.
All right. We get it.
You have your tuning key. Hold on to it for dear life.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Once through the breach, there's no turning back. Keep going and don't look back.
You guys, I didn't notice prior to this conversation that she has like a bone flute in a little sheath so that she has immediate access to it. I say again, there's so much detail to this character, and all it does is inform you about the life of a witch. I really like it. The only thing is, if you look at how that knife is sheathed, what I see is somebody who runs the risk of slitting their own throat every time they pull it out. That orientation makes me very nervous. Jab, you're military. You would never, like, sheath a knife like that, would you? I guess if the cutting edge is down, but even then, why would you want to bring the blade so close to your face in order to get it out? I'm not trying to overanalyze. It's just there's so much to look at on Seeker. I honestly feel like she's going to be interested to talk about everything except herself.
Void walking. Can you tell me more about it?
I use it to leap from one breach to another, as Ceridian taught me. I don't dally, nor should you.
Why not?
The void is terra incognita. I suspect Ceridian knows, but isn't saying. Bad sign, that. Very bad sign.
I'm curious. What do you think of the nightmare yourself?
I think the nightmare is the child of our father's iniquities. And of our own sins, too.
Do you admire it?
I fear it. But I accept its wrath, as I accept the rain. And New Eden surely deserves the flood.
Boy, that really feels like a segue into, so what's your story? But we'll save that for a minute.
So, who's Deborah?
I know no Deborah. I don't think I've ever known a Deborah.
Tell me about yourself, Seeker.
How do I put this politely? No.
A plus. I really like it.
We found a cursed object.
An object? What object?
A chest. Locked and evidently cursed.
A curse could mean different things, depending. What do you think happened?
We found it in the wilderness. We think maybe someone bound a spirit to it for protection.
Ah, I do believe you found a chest belonging to Fear God.
I'm sorry, who?
Fear God Waterbury, local holy man. Hermit, died years ago. On my wanders I'd meet his ghost from time to time. Crazy old man. More bark than bite, though.
Did he have a thing for making cursed boxes?
Fear God Waterbury had a talent, and he used it to lock things away. Things he considered too dangerous to leave free.
Ah, chest. How many more are there?
I didn't ask, and he didn't say. I know it's more than one. I guess it's a lot more than one. He had a thing for collecting trinkets and locking them up for safekeeping.
Why?
Fear God Waterbury believed there was something about New Eden that drew folk to the occult.
He wasn't wrong.
How do we get it open?
Why would you want to open it? That's demonology, and I'm not one for stepping in no demonology, even if old Fear God wasn't the worst. But from what he told me, Fear God Waterbury, the man, not his ghost, kept a ritual of unbinding in his breviary.
Do you have this breviary?
No, but I know he can find it. He spent his last years in seclusion, deep in the dark woods. Go northeast from the hunter's camp. Keep to the east side of the trail until you can turn south. You should come to a clearing. He had a hut there. You forget things sometimes, so here. I'll write it down for you.
Thank you.
We'll be going. Hope to talk again soon.
Yes. I do so enjoy our little chats across the hem.
Let me get this right. We're looking for a breviary belonging to a demonologist that Seeker met after his death. All this in order to learn how to cleanse malignant spirits bound to cursed objects.
Remember Balthazar H. Frenhofer's teaching. Efficient, adaptive, versatile.
Oh, for a second I thought that might be a shootable. So I feel like there was... I think it was Fox McCloud was asking, why does the voice not fit the face? And I think that he was probably referencing Seeker. The only time that I really hit on that particular thing is if there's like a default character in a game, like Marvel Midnight Suns has male hunter and female hunter, and you can customize those characters to a pretty high extent. However, I felt like it just seemed immediately like one of those games where if I was to customize it, then immediately the voice would no longer match the character. Like, maybe you customize in that game and you came up with a custom character that you liked, and then that was the voice applied to it, and it always felt right. But to me, if there's no choice in voices, then I become less likely to change the character from their default appearance, because I feel like I might wind up with a voice that doesn't match. Okay, so this is a down, not an up and down. Not yet, anyway. But for me, I hadn't really felt like there was a separation between them, Seeker and the voice actor. Also, Jab is saying that he's seen a lot of knives on shoulder straps, but I think you're asking to be hit in the face with it if you fall. Okay. I really wanted to go back here. It's a little odd that the shop is so... Oh, wait, we don't have to... We can see if we can upgrade it. Whether or not I can get changed. Okay, and we can. So here's our new outfit. Yeah, sorry. That just looks way less... This is so, like, I'm on my way to a Witcher convention, and this seems a lot more in line with, like, his original outfit. There's his original outfit. Here's that. It looks a little bit more prepped. There's more stuff on it. Yeah, Exiler attire. Can we or should we do upgrades to it? I would need 18 ethereal bone fragments, and I'm going to say that I probably can't afford that. However, I am willing to go back and talk to her about it. Trying to think if there's really been a game where I was like, oh boy, this voice does not fit
Yes, dear.
this character model.
Would a hedge witch have something interesting in her...
So, ethereal bone fragments. Well, they're only 8 a piece, and I apologize that I've already completely forgotten how many that I would need. Then again, I do kind of feel like if I wanted to buy one additional thing, it might be this. Yeah. Let's buy the sword. All right. And now, again, since I can't see what I need to do the upgrade, we have to exit this menu.
Goodbye.
Okay, but don't go too far, Ceridian, because... Okay, so this is 18 ethereal bone fragments, and then if we also wanted to upgrade the sword that we just got... Spiritual parasite. Yeah, see, there's so many more greens, the less vitality I feel like I can deal with. If we wanted to upgrade this one... I don't want to buy the Scourge Equation. So we might not upgrade this right now, but I would say that the 18... What's it called? Oops. I really want to make sure I don't buy the wrong thing. 18 ethereal bone fragments.
What?
That...
18, right? Yeah, I mean 144 to get that upgrade immediately. Let's do it.
Goodbye, Ceridian.
Like, sometimes I'll see, for sure, people be like, you know, oh, this sounds like an old woman voice for this, like, little kid or something. And I guess I just don't think of it like that yet. And then sometimes people point it out to me, but nothing really stands out in my memory. And watch now, we're gonna find, like, thousands of, Wait, which way am I going? Ethereal bone fragments. I figured I started with 0, so we'll buy that, we'll get a good upgrade for our outfit, and then we'll be good. Good for a while. I'll also say I do not mind the fact that we have to find a place to rest in order to do the upgrades, rather than just doing them on the fly. I feel like that makes the rest points more significant. So, yes, we're going to upgrade and upgrade. Yeah, so the next line is crisp moss, and we need almost 50, not to mention the void splinter. We won't worry about that for a while. Can I upgrade this again at some point? Or get a better one? Yeah, we'll hold on to that. Okay, now let's go to... So now we're going to go to the cave and go into the veil. Or the void? The void. Let's go here. We're going to uncheck that. Those are still nice and locked off. We won't bother going up there since I can't seem to get there. And that's the map that... Oops, I already went there. So, Jab, I took a quick look at that big patch that came out for Rogue Trader. I guess one of the things that they specifically did was they buffed up the Space Marine class a bunch, and they debuffed some things that were a little bit overtuned on the Officer class. Oh, this is not actually water. Okay. I'm just now noticing that that's where the void step is. And apparently the patch details go on for pages. Like it's an Owlcat patch. Very, very talented CRPG studio that releases very ambitious games, and as a result, sometimes they don't release in the most stable or complete form.
Is this Seeker's Cave?
Only one way to find out.
But then they go back and they get it fixed. It'd be nice if it was perfect out of the box, but when it's not, they go and fix it, and I do like that. Okay, here we go. We do have a new ritual, Void Traveling. From a crack in the Incarnate, this ritual allows one to travel to the prison realm, where the unanchored spirits of the dead are believed to roam for all eternity. That doesn't sound like fun at all. Let's go check it out.
My God, where are we?
Remember what we were told. Follow the beacons. Move fast. No looking back.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm inclined to do that. Just do what we're told and not F around, because, like, what I'm doing in my head right there is, like, role-playing is red. Like, if you're told, don't listen to what you hear off the path, you might hear some beautiful singing or a child laughing or a beckoning cry, just don't pay attention to it. Keep your eyes on the path.
This place looks barren. Lifeless.
This is the realm of the dead. This is the underworld.
Let's not linger. Did you hear that?
Yes, keep moving.
Carol Luna, thank you for the request to quote.
There, our way out.
It's you.
I mean, part of me wants to go see what she's looking at, even though this is off the path.
What is going on?
I know that voice from long ago. I banished its owner.
What does that mean?
It means we must leave, now.
Yeah, as soon as you give me, like, a
Next
choice...
beacon is dead. Something's wrong. Oh, what new abomination is this?
I'd say a sorrow used as a Cerberus. That's unheard of.
Inside the void, enemies are able to regenerate their health. Antea's powers are also amplified. She deals more damage to specters. Probably helpful. Oh, she does way more damage to everything.
Every totem kill makes it stronger. I'm right here, you know.
Oh boy.
Time to release these poor souls.
I... Ow. Okay, I don't have any yell power. So I figured this is a good time. I'm surrounded.
Careful! Incoming!
No, I can't yell. I don't know what the yell gauge is.
Not gonna ask for help?
Maybe I am making a bad choice by fighting these guys.
Blasted pest!
I was sort of thinking that I needed to thin out the herd before attacking the Sorrow itself, but maybe the Sorrow just continues to generate dudes.
I have to do this myself.
Okay, that didn't work.
Quicken yourself.
Yeah, I'm out of spirit power in general, so...
It's on you.
Okay, hopefully that's the most. Okay.
From what hole did this horror crawl?
I don't know, but we need to go.
Okay, let me just make sure that nothing else dropped anything. No? That was a fun fight. Again, I haven't worked out why, like, sometimes she can't yell. You have learned the Void Traveling Ritual. You can now enter Void Breaches. Discovered Void Breaches are displayed on your map with a swirly. Void Breaches contain many dangers, but also valuable new rewards like new equipment. All right. That sounds...
The hell was that? Ceridian's key was supposed to get us through unnoticed.
I don't know.
Let me just check the map also, because, yeah, we are someplace. So this is where we were, and this is where we are. So the void breaks. It also doesn't look like it's a two-way street, because we are now... I don't see a thing that we can go back through, but I might be wrong. You would think that if it was a shortcut, I can't really call it a teleport, but like a shortcut to different parts of the map, then it would be marked on the map. And instead it feels like an adventure zone that you come out the other side. Hello? This is a new gun. Swift shot. So, it doesn't do as much damage, but it has more vitality. Each weak spot hit with the rifle increases the damage of the rifle by 40%. That's a question. This is the first time that I've heard about weak spots. Less wrath more vitality, and more health. Health is for red, isn't it? Yes, and vitality is also red, and wrath is manifestation damage. So I think that's her yell. I think. It's not like her regular punch. Her regular punch is wisdom? Yes. I really like how much damage her yelling does. However, why not try it out, and maybe it will introduce us to the idea of weak spots. I need a Scourge Accretion to upgrade it. Boy, this does more damage, though. We'll just stick with our current rifle, then. Because I gotta say, it felt really good doing that, like, rifle shot to the face on that dude.
Are you all right?
I'll do. But that nightmare over there, we know so little about it. That worries me. What about you?
Whatever the reason, that nightmare is here because of something these men and women did. New Eden reeks of their guilt. I died because of them. Curse these people. Curse them and their secrets and their sins.
We'll get there.
We always do.
Are those breaches really safe?
We were protected.
You heard the whispers, the despair, and that one voice. It called to you. Something knew you were there. It saw you. I thought... For a moment, I thought of them. Those poor butchered boys. I swear in the void I heard their screaming. Weans. Sent to die for their sultan's pride. It was like I was back in the Balkans.
You're you, and you're here with me, right now.
I don't feel like myself. This void. Is it hell? Like in the scriptures?
The scriptures? Whose scriptures?
It's just a... What if all the teachings of my youth were wrong? What if what we just saw is what awaits me for my sins? I became a banisher to help the living by ending the suffering of lingering ghosts, but we don't end their pain. We condemn them to an eternity of suffering. We curse them.
Rory, you are the kindest, most compassionate banisher I have ever met. Don't let an old god scare you into thinking otherwise.
This void is the work of no god. What if they come back? What if the souls I blamed come for me? They'd have every right.
The spirits of the living are consumed in the ritual. They're not coming back. All is well. As long as we stay together, all is well.
Aye. All is well. Right.
So that was a really interesting conversation, and one that seemed to hinge directly on the fact that we've been blaming the living in order to collect their souls and power up Antea. In other words, if we hadn't blamed anybody, I don't know that Red would be having a crisis of conscience there. We're also learning for the first...
Seeker wasn't lying about the burned-down bridge.
Which way? North by the mountains or south through the lowlands?
Let's pick one and see where it takes us.
We're also learning for the first time that Red has something else in his past, something to do with a squad or a group of boys that he... Based on the context, I'm not sure if he killed them and he met Antea when she came along to put their spirits to rest as well, or if that was something early that he did in as a Banisher, like in training. Because remember that at the beginning, he was her student. They're not only having a romantic relationship, but a professional one. But I feel like he is expressing guilt over his role in killing a bunch of boys that were sent off to war at the whims of their sultan, if I heard him correctly. Hello to Tancrowd, by the way. This looks like a rest place.
If you need a breather, we can do it here.
Also, I really can't predict what all of that rain is doing to the stream quality. If it's just going into a mess, apologies. There's only so much confetti in the air that the bitrate can handle. Oh, that's something to read. I missed it. The Incarnate and the something. Tancrowd, I'm doing extremely well. It's a day off from work and a day spent playing Banishers with you guys. I hope that you are also having a great weekend. Okay. As Theano of Crotone wrote centuries ago, our world exists in two forms, depending on how humans perceive it. A place of heat and fire and warm earth, the Incarnate is the world as perceived by the living. A place of cold and water and iced earth, the Invisible, is the world as perceived by the spirits of the dead. This is a truth unknown or misunderstood by most. As witches, we're able to see the invisible without supernatural help, with innate talent or hard training. For most humans, perceiving the invisible in its entirety requires that a willing spirit share their vision. This means that the human must be haunted by that spirit. There must be a soul tie between them. And while ghosts may cross the boundary and affect the Incarnate in small ways, sound, colder heat, dark shadows, that unnerving feeling that someone is in an empty room with you, etc., for most of them, see the Incarnate in all its dimensions, sound, colors, living beings, etc., requires a living human or physical item that acts as a hook or a beacon into the physical world. Both the Incarnate and the Invisible are defined by space and time. Theano and all the Antic Seekers were so right about geometry. This sentence is weird. Both the Incarnate and the Invisible are defined by space and time. Theano and all the Antic Seekers were so right about geometry and magic. Since I journeyed in both realms, I now understand the experience of being within it is very different. A small room in the Incarnate could feel like a whole world in the Invisible. A short moment in the Incarnate could stretch for weeks in the Invisible, or a week could pass in the blink of an eye. And although spirits having once been part of the Incarnate may perceive it, at times even interact with it in limited ways, they tend to see the world of the living as blurry and indistinct, or as a flat backdrop, like painted stage scenery, especially when they linger alone. Only when they focus on a specific person or place can they see them as they are. They slowly forget the big picture. They lose the world as a whole, since they are lost in between. As witches, it is our duty to help them find their place and help the living be safe, even if those will hate. Those will hate is... Hate it. I have to imagine that that's supposed to be hate it. Even if those will hate it, since they can't see like we do, nor accept the truth we know. Yeah, maybe there's some, like, and I'm not sure that they're, like, text typos. It could just be that Seeker writes indistinctly or something. Anyway. Jabs was saying, was not a lot of good going on in the Balkans. Well, ever. A lot of slavery going on there. So specifically the end of, like, the 1600s. Well, so Red could have been serving there 1670, 1680. I don't know. He's not super old. Is there anything else that we want to do? Well, we do have a evolution point to spend, so we'll take a knee. Again, I have all of my decoction charges. And we haven't gone anywhere that we'd want to, like, respawn the crafting resources or enemies, so we won't worry about that for right now. Let's go here. We're going to spend this point. So, yeah, see, I don't have any spirit points, so we can't do that. What do we like? Yeah, that's marked off. Banishing an enemy restores 20% health points, but banish points, I don't like it. Switch to Antea right after hitting an enemy with the rifle stock attack to trigger a punch attack that ignores resistances. Damage dealt by all perfect switches attacks. Yeah, see, it's not only a new move, but it makes all of your perfect switch attacks better. That feels like a solid lock. Before we select, when spirit gauge is full, Red's attacks decrease manifestation cooldowns. Oh, there's a cooldown to the yell. Okay, so it's not a bar. There's probably like a timer that I need to look at. Banishing shot. Shooting with the rifle while the banish gauge is full. Right, I didn't like this one. I like this one, the death blow. I'm gonna take that. Okay, and then we don't have enough to do any upgrades, so we'll just be. Also, I'm sure that everybody else noticed it as well. When they were standing out in the rain and Red was sort of trying to process his experience there in the void, and it's like, is this hell? Have we been sending people to hell? Have I been responsible for that? I really like the fact that he was soaking wet and she was absolutely bone dry, which is, it's just perfect. It was like, it's easy to do that just by not having, like from a design standpoint, not having the character model get wet. And yet, you know, that was a conversation that they were having in like putting that scene together. So she's going to be 100% dry, right? Oh yeah, no, she can't even feel the rain. Okay. Oh, there's a choice of paths. I wasn't even looking at the thing. So, what's our choice? What do we like? We could go to the Swamp Witch, or we could go to... So, it's two different ways. Fort Jericho, or the Harrows. I don't feel like I have enough information to care. Like it's not... like, what would guide me one way or the other? Can we go to Hauntings, Chronicles? It literally is just... Okay, let me just see what it says. Turning key, open the way to the void. Call out to Antea. Emerge from the void at the bridge to New Eden, only to find it burned down, the way impassable. Paths elsewhere point to the mountains and the lowlands. The choice was there. Okay. Well, Red's a military man, and Antea hasn't voiced any opinion, so we're gonna go north to the... to Fort Jericho. I feel like that's that's just like naturally where he might want to go. Jav is also saying living on the edge of the Sultanate was not easy. There was a reason the word slave derives from slay. I didn't know that it did. Hold on, is there anything up here? Just a thicket. It's always fun when I'm playing a game that's like, oh, and surely you know this thing about, like, world history in this age. Like, no. So sorry. I really don't.
I'd like to see the Highlands again one day. These mountains aren't me bad, but I'm no Ben Nevis.
Yours is a hill compared to Pico Torquino. My mountain is bigger than yours.
Aye, but my island is bigger than yours. Call it a draw, shall we?
She's from... I remember correctly? She's from Cuba, yes? I'm pretty sure that we've learned that. I do like the fact that she doesn't have to vault over the... over the log. Now, for all I know, we're going to get to go south. By the way, anytime that I make, like, what is in fact just a random prediction, like, I don't think that, well, not a random prediction, I don't think that Seeker is going to want to talk about herself. I think that she's going to be happy to talk about every single thing except herself. I sometimes then, when it proves to be correct, feel a little self-conscious. Like, I just want you guys to know that I've watched 0 minutes of this game. Like, that did not come from a spoiler or a half-remembered thing, or like my producer was playing it. No, that was me looking at Seeker and like thinking about the way that she acts around Red and her general demeanor and whatever it is that has led her to become a witch. And I'm like, this woman is made entirely of quills and barbs. She is a porcupine. She is, everything about her says, stay away from me. She is as direct about that in every part of her delivery as possible. So I just had a sense that, like, she will talk to me about the void, she'll talk to me about her boss, she'll talk to me about the death and the dead and the unliving and all of that. But as soon as the conversation turns to, like, so where are you from? Go straight to hell. So this is a Mirkwood. Yeah, and I think that the source will be up there, but we'll hop down. Hello to Solid Chrome Hickey!
Foul and foul is fair. There's a lot of fog down there.
Follow my lead.
Yeah, there's almost no point in going any place that isn't towards the mushroom stack there. So for the benefit of Hickey or anybody who might be joining us partway through, we have gotten on the boat with Seeker. She took us to meet her boss, Similarian. What was her name? Oh, God. I don't want to pause it to look it up.
From the invisible.
Cinderian? I'm so sorry. I'm not joking. I don't remember names.
Blind in this stuff. Do you mind?
Of course not.
And she gave us some information and a tuning fork. Well, I guess it was Seeker's tuning fork. And was like, hey, you can now use this to visit the Upside Down and to get to places that are far away like a shortcut. And then we did that.
I'm right here, you know.
Okay. A little dodgier than I expected.
You'll get it next time.
I don't think I said this. I really like the little animation of him like going into the void, where he sort of like reaches through the floor and comes up the other side. Oh, Slav. Sorry, I did not. The way that it cut off, I thought it was Slay. Slav, okay. Okay, hold on. So the terrain in this game, and this is a positive that I'm saying, I'm just sort of like clarifying why I'm being careful and going back to where I just was. It reminds me a lot of like the Tomb Raider games, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and so forth, Tomb Raider 2016, in that it's very dense. There's lots of twists and turns, and there's lots of stuff everywhere. And it can sometimes make me feel a little bit, wait, did I see everything? Did I didn't get that stuff? Maybe I should go back. Oh, and for Solid Chrome Hickey, we also got a new armor set, which is what we're wearing. This is not his original armor set, but rather a brand new one. Okay, so what have we learned about doing these combat challenges? There's going to be an instruction up at the top right, and it's going to teach us like how to do the fight.
Now would be a good time to speak a few words of power, just to be sure.
Okay, make manifest, right? Yes.
Spirit and flesh, I summon you!
More damage when Antea has low spirit points. Okay.
Snap out of it!
They never learn, do they?
Okay, so the timer for her yell is bottom right. I see it now. So hopefully now I do a lot more damage since we've completely drained Antea out.
Incoming! Move yourself! Trouble's about.
Playing then, are we?
Hold on.
Watch out!
You bastard.
I'm here, damn it!
Okay, I don't know why that didn't strike.
Trouble's about.
So I haven't drank my potion. X.
I can help.
Oh my god.
Heads up! Standing by.
So if I was a video game, I would put my weak points on the glowy parts. But the thing with the specters is that they're all glowy parts. So it's possible that we're still yet to be introduced to the idea of weak points. Or it could just be like the head. Okay, that's where we were. So we've done the question mark that was here. And now, yeah, we're going to head up that way. As far as I know. Sometimes I will get in my head a specific moment in one of the Game Informer Super replays where they were playing, today, I think a lot of people would consider it a more obscure sort of survival horror game. It was called Illbleed. And I guess at one point they were exploring an area, well, I don't guess. At one point they were exploring an area and they were looking at the map and they started to go down a hallway. And looking at the map, it looked like there was absolutely nothing down there. Oh, here's a teleport point. Not a teleport, like a tunnel, a teleport tunnel that we're going to go through from up there, or maybe two up there. Anyway, they looked at the map. It didn't look like there was anything down there. So they were like 3 steps, you know, down the hall, and they were like, oh, well, there's nothing there. And they turned around and went back the other way. I don't think it was a troll. The person seemed to be absolutely sincere when they said, oh my god, if you had just gone down to the end of that otherwise unremarkable hallway, there would have been like a new story point down there. That is the way that we came. Okay. I think specifically it was going to like unlock an additional character that they could have with them. So every once in a while I have that in my head, and even if it looks like there's absolutely nothing there, I'll be like, let me just walk down here to be sure. See, that doesn't look like something that either man or ghost can go through. Oops. Okay, sorry. Oh, Are we close enough to the tunnel?
No, we need to find something else.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say. Okay, super not trying to do that. This might be a shoot something with the rifle so that it falls or something. Although most of the things that you can shoot with the rifle are glowy, like red and orange glowy. I don't see anything up there. The map is not being super descriptive to me right now. Although this does feel like something new to look at.
I think a way to pass could be near.
Oh, here we go. There's more than one tunnel, it looks like.
Get lost, won't you?
Watch out! Spectre possession.
Punch! Also, fun fact, after the last session, turned out that I'd gotten the achievement to break 300 breakables. Did not know was a thing. I also don't know if there's a thing for, like, break 1,000 breakables, but we might get that one too. So, his
If
rings...
the map is correct, the treasure must be hidden nearby.
Let's find the treasure. We do have a map. Oh. Jab, or anybody familiar with period appropriate?
Sure the treasure is nearby.
I think this is the treasure. Period appropriate firearms. If it was raining like this, would you be able to, like, load your musket? I feel like keeping your powder dry would be a phrase that would be, you guys, I just got 1,100 witchstone. I'm rich. Oh, and that was not the only thing here either. I don't know what else to find, but we'll look around. I'm keeping one eye on her hand, which is particularly glowy. Yeah, see, now we're outside the glow zone, but we have regular treasure to find. What is it luring me towards? I guess it could be in the cave. Or it could be that. Yeah, it might just be telling me about that. This is absolutely not a spoiler news. In Star Trek Resurgence, there's several sections where you can do sort of like an investigation in an area, and you pull out your handy tricorder and you are looking for things. The tricorder will trill at you in the game if there's something nearby. You know the tricorder sound if you've ever seen any Star Trek at all. It makes that sound to say, hey, there's something here to scan with your tricorder. At issue is probably in a nod to, like, wanting to be, like, lore appropriate or something. Just because you scan it, the tricorder doesn't stop telling you that there's something there to scan. It doesn't like have an internal checklist saying, oh, I already scanned this. It continues to say, hey, there's something over here. There's something, turn on your tricorder. So it becomes a little, hold on, she's gonna say something, a little bit difficult to tell if it's telling you about something that you've already found or not. They have patched that since we played it, but that's sort of like what's in my head right now when the rings continue to glow blue about something that I think I already know about, but I'm actually not certain. Okay, just enjoying the view. I like that section of the book where it's like, Ghosts can see at least part of the normal world of the living. However, it becomes very flat and difficult to discern, like it's all just like painted stage props. That's a really cool idea. I'm not convinced I want to go up here yet. I mean, I do want to make forward progress, but I'm having one of those moments where I was like, wait, how much did I actually explore? Would you not count on it if... Then you could not count on it if it was already loaded. I would think it would at least recharge the pan. This is probably about the tricorder, but I'm not... Assuming that it is... Yeah, they did patch that because it was just... If you ever watched the playthrough, there were a couple sections where I was absolutely flummoxed by, like, what am I not finding, when the answer was I had already found it and I needed to go on to the next area. Just from a raw gameplay design standpoint, again, it might have actually been a bug. I always sort of thought that the tricorder was just there to say, hey, there's some gamma radiation here. Just know that that's there. Oh, you already looked at the gamma radiation? Well, it's still here. Okay, I'm going to say that we've done everything down here, because I don't want to go too far back. So, yeah, at some point they did patch it. I noticed in the patch notes saying, yeah, that it's not going to do that anymore. And that is definitely a change for the better, whether or not it's quote-unquote realistic or not. Realism...
The mountains must be rich in ore. Looks a bit rickety.
It's built for a team. One man alone should be fine. Should be.